Well, hello guys and gals, it's me, your old buddy Mr. Moose, back for another new adventure for you guys. And today we are taking a look at the latest version of the Elite series, Elite Dangerous Horizons. Now, if you're not familiar with the whole Elite game, it started back in the 80s, and I was a teen when Elite first came out, and it was well, it was nowhere near what it is today, but it was a galactic trade adventure, and over the years it's gotten a little bit better and a little bit better, and now it's awesome. And I saw Alex doing a little gameplay the other day, and that was it. I just had to get it. You know, I was on the fence between Star Citizen and this, and man, this is awesome. So, yeah, you know, and it's cool seeing games that I played as a teen moving into a whole new realm of gameplay. And so the Elite Dangerous came out back around the spring, I guess, when it was released, and a lot of people were into it and having fun with it. And then, you know, just recently the expansion came out, I guess last week, for Elite Dangerous Horizons. The Elite Dangerous was basically galactic warfare, and you were, you know, going across the galaxy, and you'd fight in your ship and do some trade and mining and things of that nature. And then with Horizons, though, it introduced planetary play, where you can actually land on the planets, take your SRV out for a little run, and have some fun. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to just take a first look at it for us. I'm going to sort of go over some of the controls and things of that nature, but for the most part, I just want to do some gameplay and have some fun with it. So I'm going to wipe my account and start all over again for you so you guys can see what it would be like to start from scratch. A lot of people skip all this stuff, and I want to, you know, show it to you. There's a couple of different ways you can get started. You can start in the Horizon Sidewinder, or you can start as a new commander. Now, basically, the new commander just gives you a Sidewinder, and that's it. 1,000 credits, you're out there. It puts them in a random space somewhere, and you take off and you do your thing. You've got to, you know, increase your ship and do all kinds of stuff with it. In the Horizon Sidewinder, however, now it's going to give you a Sidewinder kitted out for surface operations. It has only 2 tons of cargo in the hold because it does have a vehicle bay already equipped with an SRV in there, and you have your planetary approach suite. So very nice. It's already decked out for you, so you got all the bells and whistles and you can get going. You start out in Acilis Primus, and you've got 1,000 credits to do whatever you want with, and that's what we're going to do. And so basically you can jump right into the game by hitting start, or if you're a complete noob and want to learn a little bit about it, you can go into the training section where you can watch some videos on the gameplay, as well as you can jump into training missions where you can actually experience firsthand target practice, basic combat. There are several different scenarios where you can go. You can do all of them or some of them. I highly recommend you doing launch, docking, and travel, as well as a little bit of target practice, some basic combat, and wolfpack tactics. And it doesn't hurt to face off against a Cobra head on. Yeah, go through here. There's several training that I think they kind of skimped out on that they really should have done. They really should have taught a little bit about mining, how you mine. They should have given you a little, you know, basic tutorial on how to, you know, find vehicles in space and stuff like that. But, you know, it just kind of gives you the basics, and then they just kind of, you know, throw you into the pond and see if you can swim, and hopefully you can. So anyways, then once you're ready to dive into the game, you hit start. There are 4 different modes of play you can get into. The CQC, that's close quarters combat, and close quarters combat is basically fighter pilot games. They'll put you in there and you can go one-on-one against your enemies and see who wins. Solo play, that's you against the AI. It's the game. There's just nobody in there but you. Private group, if you and your buddies want to get together and start a game together, and where it's just, you know, you and a friend, or you and 3 friends as a squad, and y'all want to go play, but you don't want anybody else in there, you just want to go up against the AI, you can do that. And then open play, that's the whole wide world of multiplayer. You jump in there and it's you against everybody else. You and your buddies can get in there, squad up, and have a full wing together, you know, and go out and have some fun with it. and you're out there exploring the universe together. And man, it is pretty cool. What I love about this game, it is a complete open world game. You're out there. There's like, they tell like 400 billion star systems to go through. Whether they're all there or not, I'm just saying it's really cool to have such a huge, wide open world where you do whatever you want to do. You don't have a roadmap as to what you have to do, other than you need to make a little bit of money so you can fix, repair, and fill up your, vessel. But that's about it. So, very cool little game. We'll get into it. I'm going to talk you through a few things, show you a few things, and we'll do some gameplay. As far as the control setup for it, you can play it with mouse and keyboard. You can add in a gamepad if you wanted to. If you've got a couple of joysticks like I do, you can use those. Or if you've got like a HOTAS, is definitely advised. A lot of people, that's the route they go with a HOTAS. So you've got your joystick on the right side, and then you got your hands-on throttle on the left, and go that direction. Definitely makes the game fun. But you can do it, like I say, you can do it with just mouse and keyboard. Now, me today, the way I've got it set up, just to give you an idea of how you configure things, I've got my two Logitech 3D Pro joysticks on. And then I've also got my G27 hooked up as well, not for the steering wheel or anything, just for the pedals. Because the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use my joysticks to fly and maneuver with, and I'm just going to use my forward and my back pedal on my G27 controller to control forward thrust and reverse thrust. There are 6 axes in this game that you have to control, and it's amazing. The ship flies like a plane, so you're going to have pitch, yaw, and roll just like you would with a plane. But then you add in 3 more axes. You add vertical thrust, horizontal thrust, as well as forward and back thrust. So lots to get into, lots to control with that, which is what really makes the game cool. Now, we're in our ship now, and basically you see the heads-up display, the ship over on the right, the blue circles around it. That's your shield levels. To the right of that, you can see your power level of your system, your engines, your weapons. You're able to go into this, and I'm not going to get too in-depth on this, but you're able to go in and assign more power to the engines, or more power to your weapons, more to your system, so they have faster recovery. Like if you're in a dogfight with somebody, you want to put more power to your weapons, and that way they recharge faster and they don't run out on you. But if you're just traveling and you want to be able to travel and get more boost to the engines, you can put more power to the engines. And maybe you're in a dogfight and you're shooting at a guy and he's trying to run from you. You can boost the power up on your engines so you can catch him, and then switch it back to your weapons so you can pound him and kill him. So a lot of cool stuff there. So that's what you're looking at with that gauge. Your fuel's next to that, and then in each vehicle you're in, you're going to see some different things down here, like mast locked, landing gear. Like mast lock means I'm on the gravitational pull of a mass, and then landing gear is, of course, landing gear. Cargo scoop, that's a way you pick up cargo with your ship, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So anyways, there's a couple of instrument panels that you'll want to know about. The one key brings up your nav or targeting panel. This lets you find navigation points to lock on to, as well as you can see what transaction you got going and contacts that are surrounding you. It used to be called targeting panel, but to me it's navigational panel. 2 is your comms. Lets you communicate with your wingmen or friends that are in the game. 3 is what is called the role panel, meaning as what role you're playing in the game. You can either be your ship or your SRV, which is your surface vehicle, or your surface rover. And then 4 is your systems panel. Lets you your status, how much money you've got, things of that nature, your reputation. You can see modules that are on your ship, fire group assignments, which our scanner isn't assigned to a fire group, so let's give that one real quick. Then you can see your inventory that you have, as well as functions associated with the craft you're flying. So those are your basic panels, and again, those are keyed in with your 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, all the keys that I mentioned you can change in the options. You can customize them however you want. So that's pretty cool. So, and then the last thing I want to tell you about is one more little neat control feature that I'm going to be using during the game, and that is I found a piece of software, or I was turned on to a piece of software called Voice Attack. For $8, this is one of the coolest pieces of software you can get. It basically, you set up your keyboard for all your key bindings and everything that you want to do, like turn your lights on or your nav panels and such. Like I told you, key 1 brought up my nav panel. Well, with Voice Attack, I can program it to recognize my speech patterns, and then when I tell it to do something, it just makes that keystroke for me. So instead of having to, I'm in the middle of a dogfight or something and I want to bring up my nav panel, I don't have to say anything other than turn on the voice recognition, and I can just say navigation, and it brings up the nav panel for me, and that is so cool. Same way with all the rest of the panels, I've programmed them so I can do this. I can go comms, systems, nav or navigation. Let me do that one again. Navigation, console. And it just does that for me. I don't have to press any buttons or anything. And I just think that's way cool. It adds so much more to the game. Because you can go into it, you can set up your engine. So like I've got my engine set up to 25, 50, 75, 100. And so I can just, if I want to go full out, I can just say 100. And it'll put my engines at full power and go. Same way with reverse. If I say full reverse, it'll put my engines in full reverse. Gear, I can retract my landing gear. Instead of having to take my hands off the controls to retract the landing gear, I can just say gear and it'll pull my landing gear in. So it's very cool to have that set up. And again, it's $8 for that piece of software. It's a third-party piece of software. It has nothing to do with the game. You can use it with every program that you have that you use keyboard strokes with. So I'm looking at using it maybe with Arma a little bit in some other games. So anyways, cool little piece of software. So sometimes you'll hear me call out commands that I'm using that I've got assigned to the Voice Attack. Though one issue I have with Voice Attack is, as me doing commentary during the gameplay, for it to work, voice command has to actually just hear the word. It can't hear it in the middle of a sentence and work. So if I'm like going around like now and I say the word navigation and then just keep on talking, or even if I talk in a phrase and I come up to the word navigation, it doesn't recognize that word as something that it needs to do. But if I pause for a second and then say it, navigation, it hears it and it actually does what it's supposed to do. So with me doing commentary, it's a little bit hard for me to use Voice Attack, but I got to tell you, if I'm just playing the game and I'm not doing any kind of commentary, it comes in really handy. Like if I'm doing a dogfight and stuff, I can keep both of my hands on the controllers. I don't have to move them at all, and I can sit there and just call out commands one after the other, and just keep pounding the fire button. So it's kind of cool. So all right, so with all that said, let's get into the game a little bit and do a little gameplay. So the first thing we need to do, we're here at the star point, and this is or starport. This is where you're going to start out. You're going to start off, if you select like I did, you will start at Baker's Prospect. If you don't, if you take the new commander route, you'll start at some random port. So here, once we get to a starport, this is where you're going to do things like refuel, resupply, find jobs, things of that nature. So here at Baker's Prospect, you can see at this port we can restock, repair. There's a bulletin board. We can talk to some contacts here. Like if I kill another fighter that has a bounty on their head, I can redeem that bounty under contacts. Outfitting is where we make changes to our vessel. The commodities market, we can buy and sell different things. And then the universal cartographics, that's where you go in and get maps and stuff. I assume. I've never really used anything out of there, but yeah, that's what I believe that to be. So anyways, there's not much we need to do right now. Now each port is a little bit different. They may not have all the same features. Some of them actually have ship storage where you can buy new vessels and you can store the ones that you already own. So for our case though, we're going to join the bulletin board here. Now this is where we can find jobs that we can do, tasks, so we can start earning some money. You can haul, you can mine, you can run trade routes, you can do data retrieval, things of that nature to make money. So we can see there are a few missions available to us right now that we can do, as well as there are a lot of missions that are unattainable, probably because we can't get there or we don't have the equipment to do the mission. So for right now though, we see a few missions on here, like Mission of Mercy. We need to go find an occupied escape pod that is on the planet. That is in our solar system. A pilot is required to find a missing occupied escape pod. The occupied escape pod is likely to be on the surface nearby, as the pilot sent a mayday message. That's what we should do. That's right here. It's going to require us to jump in our SRV and go do, and we're going to make quite a bit of money on that one too. What is this one? Mission of Mercy. This one's about to run out, so there's no need in us trying to do this. It's only got 49 minutes left on it. So we'll decline that one. And you can see there's data retrieval. You can go with your SRV and do data retrieval. Those are things we'll get into. Let's go ahead and do this mission. This will give us a chance to get out here, fly, and jump in our SRV and do a little bit of stuff. So we need a launch, so we'll select launch. And before we can launch, on the first time you take off with a plane, you have to run through the pre-flight checklist. You only have to do it once per vessel, so you just basically got to run through all the controls on your sticks and get them to queue up here, and just verifies that you know what your controls are doing. Well, why is my roll left not working? Come on. Well, apparently my joysticks don't want to work today. Thrust right. There. Thrust down. Roll left. There we go. Alright, so throttle up is here. I'm going to go ahead and do my weapons. Throttle down. Gear. We'll hit that button and target ahead. Alright, I got them all done. So now everything's working. We'll head out. It's going to take us to the launch pad, and we'll be able to get off the system. Alright guys. Alright. So we're going to use our thrusters to lift up a little bit. Retract our gear. Gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Alright. And now we're gonna just kind of climb a little bit and get out of here. We're not going too far. Now, you have to get up to, for your scanners to work on a planet, to know where you need to search, you need to be up over 2 kilometers. Or 2 kilometers, excuse me. And, once you get up here, you'll see your scanners will start to work. You'll see like a little blue circle on the planet, and that'll tell you that there's something down there that you need to investigate. I'm going to back my scanner out just a little bit so we can have more range. And you see the blue that's over here to the left? It just appeared out here. That is going to be an area that we're going to want to search in. Ooh, I also saw a little white dot underneath me up here. Right down there. I don't see anything. Tell you what, we're going to come right over here and land. Because I keep seeing that white blip on the radar. That makes me think there's something right down here. So we're not going to fly very far. Because again, that said, it should be nearby. But we gotta land on the surface. Oh, I'm a little too... Oh, man. I forgot to turn my landing gear on. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, I was paying more attention to that white dot that came up. Alright, so we're gonna land. Now when you land, you've got to have your gear down, obviously. That was something I didn't do. You have to be at a suitable terrain, so... And then, you see the bars in front of me, the orange and the blue bars? They show you your alignment. And what you have to do is you have to roll your... you got to adjust your roll and your pitch so that your vessel is level to the surface. And then slowly attracts the surface. I got a little carried away there and wasn't paying enough attention. Alright, once we land, we can select our roll panel, and I can deploy the SRV. And it's going to switch us into the SRV, and we'll take it for a run. And we'll see if we can find this escape pod. Alrighty. Alright, here we go. Let's get out of here. And one thing you can do that's pretty cool when you get out here on the surface is now that we're off of our vessel, we can tell it to fly on away. One thing I forgot to do was put my track IR on. Hold on one second. Alright, now with my track IR on, I can actually look around in cab. I forgot to put that on. So you can see that we've got our little green dot here on the radar. That's our actual ship sitting right here. And instead of just leaving it here all by its lonesome and nobody on it, we can actually put it into orbit of the planet. To do that, I can just hit 3. I can bring up my console, and I can dismiss my ship. And when I do that, it's going to take off, and it's going to leave and go into orbit. And we can watch that take off real quick. There we go. It's gone bye-bye. And while it's doing it, we can run across the planet here now and look and see if we can find this escape pod. And to do that, we're going to watch our sonar in front of us. That is what is, you know, the radar screen is the little circle with my little vessel in it. And then you've got the sweeping radar or sonar in front that is continuously sweeping the area. And when it makes contact, you can see that orange fuzz there on the screen, and you can hear it make some noise. Closer you get, the more audible the noise will be, and the more persistent it will be, and the brighter that little blue will get. And I see something right up ahead of us. We might have gotten lucky and found this right off the bat. That could never happen. Something out there for sure. So we're running out here with our little SRV to find out what this is. And if it is where our escape pod is, we'll pick it up and haul it out. It is not going to be our escape pod. I can already tell this is something completely different. This looks like some sort of... Oh, hello. It's got a scanner. Got a sentry. Alright, so here's the thing. When you find things like this, if it has a sentry around it, there is a perimeter around that. And if you look on my radar, you see that red line? That is a field, or that's a sort of a box. I'm going to bring out my radar. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. See that red box that's on my radar now? That box, if I'm inside of that box, I have a certain amount of time before the sentry will go hostile on me. And if I go inside that box and I stay there too long, the sentry will start shooting at me. But luckily, this particular device can be scanned from a distance, I do believe. So let me see if I can get to a point where I can actually scan it. So the cool thing about this little SRV is it has a turret on it. Oh, there is a data scan port. I can see it now. It has a turret on it. You can control it either within the driving of it, and you can just drive it normally, and you have to keep your target in front of you. Or you can go into the turret. You can control the turret separately from the vehicle, and you can just use the turret to lock on to things, and you can interface with things that have data points. Like so. You can scan them and you get the data off of it, and the data will actually have a reward for recovering it. So I'm going to recover the data off of that, and we've not done anything to get a shot at or anything else like that, so that's good. And we can get out of here without even aggravating that sentry and not get hurt. And the cool thing about the turret is, again, I can drive the vehicle, keep the vehicle going, and I have separate controls for the turret, so it can swing around, lock on a target, and if I wanted to shoot at it, I could. All without changing the driving of the vehicle, so that's kind of cool. A little bit of fun. Alright, so we've done that. We still got to look around, see if we can find this this pilot in the escape pod. So again, we just kind of got to search the area here. And we want to pay attention to our scanners. Now, one thing I've learned in the couple of days, and again, guys, I'm no expert on this game, I should tell you that. I've just been playing a few days. I picked this up right before the Steam sale, and I've played just a few hours in it, long enough to work out the controls, figure the game out slightly, and how to do some of the missions in it, and that's about it. Now, one thing I have learned, and I haven't learned nearly enough, is that with your scanner, everything makes a particular noise, and some things sound different than others. The little chirpy sound, that's usually a rock or an outcropping, something that you can shoot and get minerals off of. Things that make more of a metallic, like a whoosh sound, tend to be metal, like pods or something a little bit more. And then that more mechanical sound, you're hearing like that right there, that's usually something that is more electrical, something like that sentry and that whole artifact that was down there. So that kind of helps you, though, once you realize that, it kind of helps you to narrow in on things that you're searching for. Like, we're looking for this escape pod. We can run across here and we can see the little orange on the on our menu here, but if we aren't sure, if we listen to the sound that it's making, we can figure out what it is, or have a good idea of what it is, more than just going through here blind and searching for it. So I got a contact in front of me here. The bigger the contact, or the brighter it is, the more of a relevant it probably is. Not sure what this is in front of us. It might just be some ghost image of something. It's kind of there 1 minute and gone the next. What I like to do is, because the sound of the SRV sometimes will be a bit loud, and it'll limit how much I can hear. So every once in a while I'll stop and just give a listen. And see if I can hear what sort of noise a particular contact is making. So we're just going to keep running around here until I find a decent contact. There's something here. I see a little bit of red down here. Alright, that chirping sound right there, that's probably going to be a rock formation or a meteorite or something like that that's going to end up in front of us. But we'll head to it and see what it is. And usually what you're looking for is, as you come across here, you'll see Like if it is a meteorite or something that you can mine for ores, it'll have a little gray targeting box around it, and you can select it with your targeting system and give it a whack. We just passed it, evidently. Whatever it is right here. Well, I thought it was right here. Alright, so we'll roll on over here. See what we find here. Yeah. Like I said, every once in a while I'll stop and I'll listen to it and see what it sounds like to give myself more of an idea. But just to demonstrate, I'm going to run down here and find it so I can show y'all what it is. Did I miss it? Hello. I don't see it. Then all of a sudden it goes off of my my scanner. That makes no sense. Yeah. The one thing I'll say about this game, and I really like this game, I do, but the one thing I will say is it has quite a learning curve to it. You will be playing this game, and like I said, I've reset it several times because I just beat my head against the wall trying to figure out some missions sometimes. The descriptions on some of them can be quite vague, and you may not know what you may have no idea what you're supposed to do on a mission. Like it could tell you, a mission could tell you destroy a generator on a turret, and so you go fly to this base to go destroy a generator on a turret, and you get there and you come to realize it's not destroy a generator on a turret. It's destroy a specific generator on a specific turret, but they give you no intel to tell you like which one you got to destroy. And whereas if you destroy the right one right off the bat, you're done. But if you don't, you're into combat and you're fighting your way out of it, and it's pretty funny. So, and it's just like this mission. It tells you there's a pilot out here, but it doesn't really tell you where he's at. You're just kind of left to your own to figure it out. And it doesn't give you a general vector or anything else like that, where to look. It just basically tells you that it's nearby or something. It doesn't tell you anything else, and you're just kind of left on your own to try and figure it out. So. Hopefully we'll find this in some sort of time frame. I was trying to listen to see if that gave us any kind of noise pattern. Really not getting anything other than just some imagery that's not really doing a whole lot. And it can get frustrating when you're playing the game and you don't have a clue really what you're supposed to be doing, and you're getting something like this where you're getting a little bit of clutter on the radar, but you really don't have any idea what what information it's feeding you. We're going to run out here and see if we can figure out what this is. It is making a little bit of noise now, so that's good. Maybe we'll get out here and find it is a crashed vessel. It's got a little red box out here, so we got something out here. Oh. And we got another sentry out here. Oh, we might have hit jackpot here. I see what looks like maybe a downed vessel, and I see what looks like what might be an escape pod. There he is. Alright, so to pick this up, you'll see that we have a cargo scoop. We got to lower our cargo scoop down. You'll do that, you'll assign a key button for it. Default is home. You'll lower your key cargo scoop, and then you just got to run over that piece and pick it up real quick. Get it, and then get out of that little zone there so you don't aggravate the sentry. And I'll tell you, it's good to go back and just double check to see if there weren't two of them in there. I have done missions before and it calls for one, but there's a second one in there. So it's good just to drive through it and see if there's not a second one in there. Alright. Because even if the mission only calls for one, but a second one's in there, you can pick it up and then you can go and maybe there'll be another mission assigned and you can use it to turn in for that, or you can sell it on the commodities market, and it gives quite a bit of money. Alright, so we are done with our mission. We need to recall our vessel now so we can board it and grab that, but we got to get so far away now from that site, or no, we got to get so far away from the first one where we, for some reason I got to get to a certain distance from a settlement before I can call it. And that's one thing that I couldn't figure out the first time I played this game, was I went to recall my ship and I couldn't get control. And I had tried to do a mission and I was getting shot up and my hull integrity was like 20%, and I thought, well, what, did my high gain antenna get blown off or something? I can't talk to it. And there was nothing telling me that the reason I didn't realize that was why was because I had to be a certain distance away from something. So apparently, though, there's something I've got to be 500 meters away from. 531 meters away from. So we'll just run over here as far as we can get. Which is odd. I've never had that come up where I've got to be a certain distance on this planet. Just doing a little search and recovery thing. I've never had to run away from it. Well, we'll run out here and get a certain distance away, and then I should be able to recall it. Well, I am not getting away from whatever it is I'm supposed to be getting away from. There we go. Now we're getting away from it. Apparently I was running parallel to whatever it was. I guess it is, I guess I'm too close to Baker's Prospect to actually get my ship in. That must have been what it was. I must have been too close to Baker's. We'll run out here. And as soon as we're 100 more meters out, we'll call our ship in. And we'll get out of here. Alright. Now we can call it in. Alright, so we'll just kind of pull up here and wait for it to show up. There's no need in like driving anywhere because it's hit or miss as to where it's going to land. And I've found it best just to sit here and wait for it to break the atmosphere, unless you're being shot at or something, I find it best to just wait, let it bust through the atmosphere and land, and then I can head in the general direction. Alright, so there it is, right there up on the green dot there. And we can see it's headed over. And it's going to land right out here in front of us. So we can run over to it. And we can make our way to the back of it. And we pull in. And when you get within a certain distance, the turret will fold under. And stow, you can pull right up underneath here, like so. And then as soon as you're in the right spot, you'll get the boarding icon, or the boarding, there we go, board ship. Select that, and then we can get up inside of it. And we can head back to Baker's, and we can turn in our mission. Alright, into the pilot seat we go. Charge our engines and lift off by pushing up on the thrusters up. Once we clear, we can retract our landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
There we go. And I'm going to go to my navigation panel. I'm going to select Baker's. So I've got that locked in as our destination. And we can head there. So I got my radar right in the center. Just to the left of the radar, you're going to see a small little circle with a little blue dot in it. That lets me know, that's sort of like a compass, and lets me see wherever I'm headed to as in relationship to where I'm at. So we're going to land here at Baker's. I need to get permission to land, so I'm going to go up here to Contacts, select Baker's, request docking.
Docking request granted.
It's going to tell me to dock at 3, which is on the far, well, no, it's right here in front of us. Well, that's convenient. So we're going to run over here to dock 3 and approach it and land. And hopefully I don't come in too hot and crash again. And until you get really good at it, slow and steady is the best way to dock. Take your time and not kill yourself. Gear. Alright, got my gear deployed. I'm just going to come in nice and slow. Yeah, she's a little slow on telling me that. There we go. And then once you get over the pad, just kind of let off on the thruster and then lower yourself down slowly. And it'll switch over now and give you a representation of where you are in reference to the pad. I can see I need to come forward just a little bit. Once I get right over the center of it, it'll turn blue. There we go. And now all I got to do is just slowly lower down.
Docking successful.
And I am docked.
Disengaged.
Alright, so now we'll enter the starport and we'll turn in our mission. So we'll go to the bulletin board again, select it, and the mission that we're working on will be right at the top of the bulletin board as soon as it loads in. Here we go, Mission of Mercy, that's what we were doing. We'll select that, and it'll show that we'll give them the cargo, and we'll get our 99,000 credits. And look at there, we are sitting pretty now for some credits. Now we remember we did some data retrieval. If I look over at my navigation menu and I go to transactions, it'll show that we've got data point intel for the Federation. So we need to turn that in. So to do that, we're going to come back over here and we're going to go to over to Contacts. And under Contacts, this is where you can pay fines. So like if you got trespassing fines, you can pay those. If you accidentally shoot a Federation ship, not advisable. No. You'll get fined for that. They'll also start shooting at you, and usually they'll blow you up. But you'll have to pay those fines. If you kill somebody who has a bounty on their head within that star system, you'll go into a port and you'll collect the bounty there. And then of course, where I've got now redeem all data points. And the data intel that I have, I can sell that in, and I get 5,400 credits for that, which is another nice little chunk of change. So nice. So first little outing out, we've already made about 105,000 credits, which we can put to use upgrading our vessel, which is well, is actually needed. So let's go look at how you outfit a vessel, and I'll just show you the basics of it. We won't go too deep into it. When you start off the game, you have your ship, and everything on your ship is loaned to you. You don't actually own anything. So as you start upgrading, you'll start getting things that you actually own for yourself. Alright, so you can see hard points, that's where we mount lasers and things of that. We've got a couple empty ones. We could go in and we can equip those. We can put things like chaff launchers that if we're out there and we're in a fight, we can use that as a countermeasure, electronic countermeasure. You can get kill warrant scanners equipped that will give you instant details on letting you know if somebody's wanted or not. Cargo scanner will let you scan somebody's ship and see what they're carrying. Maybe you want to, you know, get their cargo or whatever. Frame shift wake scanner lets you see the destination of somebody's wake. Frame shift is basically your jump drive of your vehicle, or your warp drive if you're a Trek fan or whatever. So that's information that you might want. So, but internal, the biggest upgrades you can do to your vessel early off is to update your power plant, your frame shift drive. Your frame shift drive, like I said, that's your jump drive. The better it is, the further you can jump. So you want to upgrade it, but you need more power to be able to do that. So the first thing I've done is upgrade my power plant. And so like I could get a Class C power plant here that will give us, let's see, what does it increase our power capacity to 8 megawatts of power. It's pretty nice. We're sitting at like 6 right now. So yeah, we're sitting at 6.4. So if we upgrade that for 17,000 credits, that is going to increase our power available for weapons and other things to about 8 megawatts. So that's nice. Because if you put too much stuff on and you don't have enough power for it, your ship goes boom, and it ain't pretty. So we want to upgrade our frame shift drive as well. Again, with it upgraded, we can jump further. So that's one of those things that you want to upgrade right off the bat. And the way you can tell things, the ratings wise, ratings are alphabetical, A being the best, and then going down from there. I've seen like F and G on stuff. So A is your best though. So right now we're at E. We want to upgrade to, right now we want to be a little conservative. We'll upgrade to C, and that'll give us a little bit better jump. So we'll get that upgraded, and now you see we actually own those two items. We're not loaned those anymore. The next thing we could upgrade would be like power distribution. So we could upgrade that to a Class C. That's only like 3 grand, so we can upgrade that. So let's buy that. And we might even want to upgrade our thrusters. Let's see what we can get on that real quick. 17,000 to upgrade our thrusters. I'll do that. I haven't really found, as far as hard points go, I haven't really found any need to upgrade my lasers yet, because I haven't had anything that's really that great laser-wise that'll do the damage that the ones I have right off the bat will do. Somebody might tell me different because I don't really know enough about them. You've got gimbaled mining laser. You need this and a refinery if you want to do some mining. For right now though, I'm just leaving mine, you know, basically just, I want to run some runs and do some missions on planets and be able to defend myself. That's the biggest thing for me right now, because I want to amass some money and then go buy a new vessel. I want to get something bigger and better. So that's all the upgrades I'm going to do right now. I am going to repair. I'm going to do all the repairs that I need to do. I'm going to refuel, and I'm ready to do something else, which we'll do in the next episode. So we'll call it a mission, or call it an episode right here. You guys can let me know what you think about the game, and let me know if you want to see more play, and where I can go more in depth on the whole game as well. And just tell me what you think about the game. Next, if you guys want some more, we'll do a video. Next time we'll actually take something off planet. We'll do a little jumping and travel around. I'll show you how you travel and navigate and all that good stuff. So anyways, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did like it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I do new content pretty much each day. And while you're here, check out some of my other videos. There's one or two of them on this channel. So anyways, thanks for coming by. Hope you guys enjoyed it today. It's Elite Dangerous Horizons. So anyways, if you want to see more, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.